Hello Libra, Libra rising, and Libra moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting July 17th, 2017. Yes, this is a bit of a different display right now. Those of you who've been following me for a while know that whenever I get a new set of cards, I like to showcase them for a week. So it's just for this week. A lot of folks always worry, like, this is the new way I'm going to do it. No, it's not. Don't worry. We'll go back to the old way, or even a better way, when I get back. And what I mean by that is, actually, to segue into the next thing. I'm actually not available for readings this week. From the 16th up until the 22nd, I'm actually, well, 21st/22nd overnight, I'm going to be out of town. So I will not be available to do appointments nor video files. Any video file orders that come in will be placed in a queue, and I will be taking care of those in the order that they are received, again, upon my return, again, starting the 22nd, so I'm going to start working on those from there. So if you want to get those in and, get a head start on everyone else, that's cool. You can do so at my website, integrativemysticism.com, and don't forget, that's also where the Tarot Home Study course is also on sale for $35. You can purchase it and download it onto your computer, laptop, or notebook, and you can actually study tarot over 3 hours of video content with me talking about the tarot, teaching about tarot with supplemental documents taken from the book I'm working on, and learn at your own time, your own pace, and in your own space. So anyway, what's going on with your astrology? Well, this week we have a very interesting week. It's like a really, really high Monday and Tuesday, and then a nice, chill, mellow Wednesday through the rest of the week. Now, on Monday, we've got some of our tougher energies. We've got Venus in your 9th house of travel, government legal proceedings, your spiritual life, your academic life, school, things along those lines, forming a tense square to Neptune, which is currently in your 6th house of work and reputation, your schedule. And usually when we see this kind of energy, we see kind of a tainted opportunity, a tainted prospect, or a compromised opportunity being put on the table. Now, this might be something that's put on the table by a school that you're attending or that you attended. This may be an opportunity coming through work. This may be an opportunity coming from abroad or coming from again, a big, network that you're a part of. Be very careful about signing off on this or taking for granted that it actually is all it's cracked up to be. When we say tainted, there's something off about it. There's something, in its roots, in its base form, that will not work out. There's something about it that's flawed from the ground up. People may not necessarily know it, or, unfortunately there are some people who just try and focus only on the good things and, not the important glaring negatives, which is why the Death Star blew up in the, the first time. So, make it a point of paying attention to, what that kind of, very speculative, very overly optimistic energy can do on Monday. On Monday as well, we do also have Mars, planet of action and energy, in your career sector, forming a bit of a tense square to Uranus in your 7th house of partnerships, your closest one-on-one relationships. And it looks to me like there could be a fight or some kind of argument that doesn't need to happen, but it does happen if we're not careful. Again, I'm not a determinist. I believe in free will. You can do this. There could be some kind of fight or argument about something going your way when it comes to career, but it's not actually sitting so well with either a business partner or a romantic partner. Now, maybe this has to do with what this could mean. Maybe, a partner is worried about you leaving them in the dust. Maybe a romantic partner is worried about, having to uproot or change lifestyles that they've gotten accustomed to. This is not a fight that needs to happen on this day, because what happens to create this situation isn't set in stone yet as it is either. So it's very important to make sure that we don't end up having a rift come out of nothing. On Tuesday, we have a much, much easier time. We've got Venus, planet of love, harmony, and affection, in your 9th house of, again, travel, government legal proceedings, your academic life, your spiritual life, your education. it's connecting so nicely with Jupiter in your sign. And we're actually expanding on an opportunity or expanding on either your education or expanding on permissions that you've had, authorizations that you've had. If you're a teacher, if you work online, if you are trying to maybe get a visa or a permit of some kind, if you're trying to appeal for some kind of rule change in your life, whether it's at school, work, or wherever, this gorgeous energy really does work things out for you and smooth things over in a way where people are actually hand over fist giving you more than you're even asking of them. This can also show up as a wonderful opportunity for love, because love may actually come out of one of these areas as well. Venus is already working out, to try and help you find love, again, through academia, through your spiritual life, through travel, all of those kinds of things. But when Venus trines Jupiter, there may be an expansion to that social circle that's involved with this endeavor that actually gives you that opportunity to connect to a new love possibility. See, it all actually works out. So what's going on with your cards this week then? Well, for your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we've got the Six of Cups reversed. And this can actually be a very good card, a very refreshing card in a lot of ways, because we're kind of there's an indication of a permanent end to an attachment that we've had that we no longer want to have. We're breaking a past pattern, a past cycle, possibly even walking away from either a coworker or a professional influence that's been around us for a long time that we know has been kind of looming or hanging over our heads. This could be an old boss, this could be something on our credit score, this could even be, a client that we just can't seem to get rid of. The interesting thing about the Six of Cups reversed, though, is that this change or this going in a new direction does actually seem to sit very, very well with you. And the nice thing about the Six of Cups reverse is that we're also letting go of the past. There's sort of whatever final connections there were to, again, a past negative influence or a past affiliation or a past reputation that you used to have or past expectations that were put upon you. We're breaking free of those cords. And usually when the Six of Cups reversed shows up, there's also some kind of incentive, some kind of impetus to do so. Almost like not only is it just good for you to do as a good thing to do for yourself, but it's just something that should be done because for some reason, it actually amounts to some kind of big award or breakthrough. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, and the others in your life, we do have the Eight of Wands upright. So we're going to be very popular this week. You're going to be noticing, phone, email, text, all those kinds of things kind of ringing off the hook. And with the Eight of Wands, I'm kind of feeling like something that was put in motion very recently, possibly within the last 2 weeks or so, is starting to actually pick up traction and gain ground very, very quickly. Usually with the Eight of Wands upright, we are actually seeing something that maybe we thought was going to take forever, taking much less time than we could have expected. This could be really good news for those of you that also feel like maybe an initiative that you put out there, an effort for, some kind of travel opportunity, a chance to, to move, take a little bit of a vacay, whatever you're trying to do, that opportunity is coming much sooner to you. The Eight of Wands can also talk about reconnection, and I am seeing open lines of communication, especially when it comes to people that you have not been able to communicate with. It's been blocked, it's been barred for whatever reason, and that wall is coming down. So, if you've been trying to get a hold of somebody that's almost impossible to reach, maybe there's been some silent treatment going on, maybe there's just been, a platform of non-involvement, that will be shrinking as well. A lot of wands. For your spiritual, not your spiritual device, skipping all the way ahead. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Seven of Wands reversed. Again, watch out for fighting battles that don't need to be fought. Don't let your emotions make you feel like you need to fight or, beat a dead horse to make a point. The Seven of Wands reversed as a challenge can talk about actually fighting the wrong battles or fighting them too hard, everything having too much of a heavy touch. And it could queer a few deals if we're not careful. More often than not, the Seven of Wands reverse talks about a need to be careful about compromising ourselves, whether it's our reputation, our own motivation, or our energy, fighting battles and wars against threats that don't exist. And it may prove to be a bit of a distraction this week, and again, we don't want to go down that rabbit hole. For your emotions with water and romantic energies, we do have the Hanged Man upright. And, we do see a bit of a situation where it looks like you may be trying to take some space from your partner, or trying to find a way to get some space from a partner or from a crush this week. And that's okay if you want to. There may be a feeling of crowding. There may be a feeling of, maybe there's some extra pressure, some undue pressure coming from a romantic partner or a crush to make some kind of maybe some kind of commitment, make some kind of, deposit of, energy or emotional resources in a situation where you really can't afford to give that time right now. And that's okay if, with the Hangman, you want to kind of put the brakes on something for just this week, qualifier. And the thing about the Hangman is also indicating here that even new love opportunities themselves may need somebody to help put the brakes on them, because the Hangman is kind of showing up as more of an advice card. People may be going a bit fast or becoming a bit dependent on another person to kind of chaperone the relationship in a situation where it's better that things just be left to rest. And again, maybe that has to do with this whole, let's just not fight battles that don't need to be fought. Whether it's with a partner, fighting for our own personal time, or it's fighting over personal time, or whatever's going on. A bit of downtime, a bit of space, a bit of time to have a life of our own. It's not impossible to ask. If you've been afraid to ask for it, this is a good week. It sounds like your partner's going to be very understanding. For your spiritual advice, we've got the cat. And I know when doing the video this way, we don't have Rambo in the picture. He'll come back, though. And so when we look at the cat, all right, for your spiritual advice, this card often, I've been really, really poring over these cards, and the biggest energy I'm getting from this speaks volumes when it comes to, being actually tactical, being smart, being, not only smart about, what you're engaging in, but what you're not engaging in. Cats know when to hold them and when to fold them. And when I say fold, it doesn't necessarily mean like the cat is, quitting or, or being fearful or anything like that. But cats have a balance of both predator and prey mentality. They are aware that they may be prey. They are aware, however, that they are also predators. And so there's a balance in between that, and they strike that balance fairly well. The thing about the cat is also talking about paying attention to where are people not using their free will or taking responsibility for the execution of their free will. Cats are extremely independent creatures. They can be very, very fiercely loyal. Mine definitely are. But with the cat, we do also have, no matter how loyal and loving they are, a cat's going to do what a cat's going to do, and the cat's going to, go by their free will. They're not going to ask for permission. They're not going to wait for somebody else to go first. They're not going to wait for destiny. They're not going to sit around and hope that something is guaranteed no matter what they do. And that's the kind of energy that really needs to come forth this week, because there seems to be a big focus on, again, taking responsibility for using your free will the way you're supposed to. And the nice thing about the cat is if you do it, even if something bad happens, which I'm not saying it will, yes, it's cliche, but cats do always land on their feet. But more importantly than the fact that cats land on their feet, cats also have a tendency to, dominate. Even domestic cats, smaller cats, they tend to dominate the food chain in their respective ecosystem. And it may have everything to do with, again, they're kind of looking out for number one, while also staying loyal to those who are true. So that is what I've got for your advice this week. I hope that makes sense. If you did enjoy this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you want to get a session with me, or you want to download the Tarot Home Study course, you can go to my website, integrativemysticism.com.